Okay, we looked at while loops, we looked at do while loops, but the easiest loop, or my personal favorite loop, is the for loop. If you are creating a program that needs a counter-controlled loop, the for loop provides a shortened way to do that. The syntax for the for loop is the keyword for, and in parentheses we have three different things that we need to include. The first thing is initializing the counter variable. So we declare and initialize a counter variable, and then we have a semicolon. Then we have our test condition. We don't have to even include these in a set of parentheses. We just type our test condition, a set of semicolons. And then we say, what are we going to increment or decrement the counter variable? And that's it. You do your code statements and you're done. Quick and easy peasy. So a sample of a for loop would look like this. For, in this case, I'm using j as a counter variable, so I did var j equals 0, while j is less than or equal to 5, and each time the loop iterates, we'll add 1 to j. And then in my code statements, I just said document.write j, and the results would look like this. So let's practice with that. Open up in your folder for demo.html. Like I said, the for loop provides a shortcut for creating a counter control variable, and I've included the syntax there if you want to reference that later on, so you'll have a copy of this. Let's go down to our script section and let's just add a simple code to count to 10. Let's say for, and in our parentheses, the first statement is going to initialize a counter variable. I'll use I. And let's start it at 1. And the next is our test condition. So let's say while I is less than or equal to 10, semicolon. And then we have to say what we're going to do with our counter variables. So in this case, each time this loop iterates, because I want to count from 1 to 10, we need to make it increment. All right, let's do our set of semicolon or set of curly brackets, and then we'll just document.write the value of I. Let's concatenate that with a space, and that's it. Easy peasy. Let's look at this in the browser. And there we go. We have numbers 1 through 10. Logic of this code very quickly, and I'm not going to go through the whole 10 items, but we have our counter variable is I, and it starts out at 1. So we are saying is 1 less than or equal to 10 before this code even executes. So 1 is less than 10, so this loop will iterate. This is going to happen after the iteration. So it will write the value of I, 1, and then it added 1 to the counter variable. So on the second or before the second iteration, I now has a value of 2. 2 is less than or equal to 10. It writes 2 to the screen and then adds 1 to I, which now has a value of 3. 3 is less than or equal to 10. It writes 3. Then it adds 1 to 3, so now I is 4. 4 is less than or equal to 10, writes I, adds 1 to I, so now I is 5. Okay, so you see how it's going? Even though these are kind of written like this, the code is not actually technically executing in this order. It's writing the value of I before it adds 1. This happens after the iteration or upon completion of the iteration. Okay, now that we've looked at how to do a for loop, I want you to practice on your own. Try creating a for loop that prints hello, hello, hello. Use the file for practice.html to code your loop. You can reference this syntax here or in our previous video. Good luck, happy coding!